Way back in the 19th century, the famous American educator and reformer Booker Washington said, if you want to lift yourself up, first lift up someone else, which simply means that leaders grow once they allow others to grow. I'm distinguished Toastmaster Sayyid Raza and currently in Bapco Refining Toastmasters Club in Bahrain. Successful Club Series is a set of lectures and presentations that are available on the Toastmasters International Club platform. And these are the educational series, and now it has become mandatory to complete level path of any pathway you choose during your Toastmaster journey. I'm going to talk about providing effective evaluation where not only we teach and educate the speaker, but also we inspire and motivate them. Now, before I go any forward, let me tell you a personal story, and I'll take you back many years ago to my school days when I was in class 3. And my school teacher gave us a simple task to the class to draw a cow and color it with using colored pencils. Now, when I went home, I did not have a clue where to start, but a crazy idea sparked in my mind. I took a tracing paper, and with the help of a tracing paper, I made a perfect diagram or a picture of the cow, and then I colored it beautifully and brought the picture or the drawing to the class and showed it to the teacher. The teacher looked at the picture. She just said, wow. And she was really happy. And not only that, she appreciated my drawing in front of the whole class. And that was my first positive feedback that I received in life. I know the feedback was honest, but for my dishonest work. From there on, I promised that I would not use tracing paper to make drawings. And I continued to draw, to paint, as certainly I felt more inspired and more motivated with the feedback that I had received from my teacher. Now, evaluation is important in one's personal as well as professional life. Now, imagine for a moment that if you are there, you have done something and you have not been provided with any feedback. Now, where does that leave you with? Do you not feel, or will you not feel confused, clueless, without any directions? Now, let's take this in the context of Toastmasters. You are up on the stage, you deliver a speech, and next, nothing happens. You are not provided with any evaluation. You do not know whether you did good or very good, or you did bad. How would you have rooms for improvement? How will you become the better version of yourself tomorrow? How would you become and develop a better speaker? Therefore, I feel evaluation or feedback is extremely important. It certainly identifies strengths and weaknesses. It boosts self-confidence and self-awareness. It certainly looks into and helps you to grow and also helps in your performance. Now, when you are interested with the job of an evaluator, please take it seriously because this is an important role that you play while you are evaluating the speaker. It matters a lot to the speaker. Your single word may motivate and inspire the speaker. On the other hand, the same word may discourage the speaker so much so that he or she may not come back to speak again and may also exit Toastmasters completely. So make every effort to meet the speaker before even the speaker speaks. Get to know the title, get to know the objectives of his or her speech or the project, and also look into what areas you're going to evaluate and how you're going to evaluate. Look into if there are any concerns the speaker has, and also if there are any specific areas that the speaker would like you to evaluate. Whenever a speech is delivered, our all three senses, to see, to listen, and to feel, must be immediately activated. And this becomes even more important for the evaluator. So when you are evaluating a speaker, please ensure that you are seated in a way that the speaker is well visible to you, and vice versa, the speaker can see you very well. It is recommended that you take notes so that you do not forget when you present your feedback or evaluation. But it is also important that while you are taking notes, do not have your eyes glued all the time to your notes. Try to have the maximum opportunity to have that eye contact with the speaker. And this is important. Why? Because it makes the speaker feel that he or she is being valued. Amongst everybody who is sitting in the audience, you are the person who has to pay the most attention to listen to every word that the speaker says and have that smile on your face, have that expression of encouragement. Because remember, at that moment of time when the speaker is delivering his or her speech, you are his or her best support. Do not shy away and do not hold the praises for the speaker. Point out the areas where the speaker has really done well and therefore appreciate to the fullest. Let the speaker enjoy that moment for which he or she may have worked very hard in preparing and then delivering the speech. We all know that you may be a very experienced speaker, a very famous speaker, but always there is some room for improvement. Therefore, we must identify the areas which could be improved, and also we must show the speaker how to improve those areas by giving constructive criticism and not undermining the confidence of the speaker in any way. Because if you do so, then the speaker may not speak again. The speaker may not come back on the stage another time and may also exit the Toastmasters forever. Try to avoid sugar-coated words or sentences when it is not appropriate to do so. Do not appreciate the areas which have not been done well. Try to show some tough love if the speech has not been prepared well and if the speech has not been delivered well. Because if you do so, you're not doing a favor to the speaker. Your evaluation may be counterproductive in certain situations, and this certainly is going to undermine the development and growth of the speaker. Try to infuse some personal story or incorporate some examples. This is certainly going to have more confidence in the speaker. Remember that you should not be judgmental about the person who is speaking or the speaker. Rather, you are going to evaluate the speech and not the person or the speaker. At the end of the day, we promote self-esteem. Let the speaker be more confident, more inspired to deliver even a better or a powerful speech. Now, some of the things you should remember while you are evaluating a speaker. Choose your words carefully. And let me just give you a few examples here. Instead of saying that you should have, for example, have raised your voice further, you could say that I felt that your voice was a little bit low. You could have raised it a little bit so that the audience at the back could hear you better. Instead of saying you didn't use any hand gestures or show any facial expressions, you could say, in my opinion, when you are showing that you had trembling hands on the car wheel when you're driving for the first time, or showing a facial expression of nervousness, use your hand gestures and your facial expressions appropriately. Instead of saying that you failed to utilize the stage, the better way to say would be it would have been better if you moved from the center of the stage to the side, to the left or the right, where you speak and have a transition in your speech when you move from school to college. We do have a duty of care to the speaker, and while we evaluate, we do not only point out the mistakes that the speaker has made, but we try to teach some technique, skills. We educate the speaker to become a better version of himself or herself. We therefore inspire, motivate, and empower every speaker by providing honest feedback. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is extremely important that an honest feedback is given to the speaker. We must identify accurately the areas that could be improved and also provides technique skills to the speaker as to how these areas could be improved so that the speaker becomes even a better speaker, better version of himself or herself. So what is there for the club? So until now, I've talked about all the benefits that the speaker may have from this evaluation. And at the same time, the members in the audience benefit from the evaluation. And to some extent, the evaluator benefits as well. But how about the club? Remember that if we have such evaluation which inspires and motivates the speaker, it certainly is going to be in favor of the club. The club attracts new members and also retains the existing members. While we infuse learning, we motivate and inspire the speakers. In this manner, the club gets better speakers, more experienced speakers, more there's increase in the number of speakers, increased number of members, and the club grows. So all in all, the role of the evaluator is important. It is not an easy task to provide the feedback in 2 to 3 minutes is not easy. But we must appreciate the effort that the evaluator takes to not only evaluate and give feedback, but also find out those areas where improvement could be done for the speaker, for the betterment of the speaker. So therefore, we do have a duty of care towards the speakers to make them a better speaker, let them grow, and let them flourish as a great communicator and great leader. Thank you so much.